Hey guys, welcome to Carnivorous Plants Hub. Today I'm going to be giving you an update on my Sarracenia Purpurea that I rescued from Lowe's a couple months ago. This is going to be a 60-day update. Roughly 60 days, it's give or take a couple, I'm not sure on the exact day, but we're right around the 60-day mark. And I'm going to be kind of showing you guys what this plant's doing, what I've been doing to care for it, what kind of growth I've got, and just kind of generally going over an update on it. Real quick though, before we get into the update, if you guys could subscribe to my channel, it would mean a lot to me. Your support really does mean a lot. I'm trying to start my own nursery one day for carnivorous plants in my community, and you liking this video or subscribing to my channel, sharing this video, all that stuff really supports me and helps me in that endeavor. So anything you can do there helps me out a lot, and I really appreciate it. Okay, I'll stop my mumbling and we'll get back to the update on this Sarracenia. So this is my Sarracenia Purpurea. I'm going to show you real quick before we get too far into this what this plant looked like when I first got it, and then 60 days, and then now. So let's check that out. Okay, now that you've seen that, so you kind of have an idea of what this plant has kind of gone through, where it's at today. So you can see that it's not getting as big as I'd like. It's actually still not quite as big as it was when I first got it. I think I exposed this one to sun a little too soon. You can see a lot of these are a little burned. And I haven't cut those off yet because they still have a lot of good color on them. It's just the hoods that are burnt. So I still think they're going through photosynthesis, and I still think that they're helping the plant. So I haven't cut them off completely because I don't think they're completely dead. So I'm leaving them on there. This one's getting, that one there is getting pretty close, but you can still see there's a little bit of healthy growth on there. So, you can see from my last update, I didn't have hardly any pictures on here, and now you can see that there's a lot of bigger, healthier pictures. Let me come down here. It's kind of at a weird angle. Let me bring it down here so you can kind of see the size of the pictures a little better. There we go. So you can see this is my biggest one here. That was the one that was, you could see growing on that last video. It's gotten to be that size. Here's my finger. Put it right, it's touching the substrate so you can kind of get an idea of how big, let me get down on the level, that picture is compared to my finger. It's about 3/4 of the size of my finger. But actually I should do it over here because that's where my light's coming in, is from that side. So there you go, you can kind of see how big it is compared to my finger there. But the one thing that, it's not getting as big as I'd like, but this is a young plant, and I do think it has a lot of growing left. So I'm not too concerned about the size of the pitchers yet. One thing that does make me happy though is you can see I have a lot of new growth on here. There's a lot of new pitchers that are coming in. So I'm not really too concerned about it. It does seem to be healthy. You can see there's one down there that came in from the bottom, but you can see there's a lot of little pitchers down here that are starting to make their way up. So this plant actually looks pretty healthy, at least the new growth does. I know this older growth here doesn't look all that great. Like I said, I think that was me not acclimating correctly. I think I got a little too excited. I got it out in full sun a little too quick. But all these new pitchers actually look really healthy. You can see that one there, my big one, and then the one right behind it looks pretty healthy. And I think this one's going to continue to grow pretty well. I have this guy in a peat moss, silica sand, and perlite mix. You can see kind of all that in there right there. I'm starting to get these little weeds in here. I need to pull these little weeds out. I don't know what the heck's going on with those, but you need to pull those out. I keep this pretty wet, not soaking wet, not like mud, just kind of moist. And then I actually do keep some water in the bottom here for this plant to make sure that the roots stay nice and wet. I don't ever put a ton of water in here. I usually keep it just probably about 1/4 of an inch of water, just to make sure that this plant doesn't ever get dried out. If it starts to feel dry on top, I'll mist it on the top, and then I'll make sure that this bottom tray seems to really empty often, especially when it's in the sun. I mean, that's kind of obvious, especially since it's a black planter. That's going to happen, but it does seem like this plant absorbs a lot of water through the bottom, so I do think that it likes that. And I know that Sarracenias are kind of a popular plant for using tray water, so I think that's a good way to do it. And I'm really happy with the growth. I was kind of expecting these to get a little bit bigger sooner, so I'm not super happy. I'm a little disappointed, but at the same time, I'm just happy that I've got new green growth and that this plant is growing and that it's starting to take off. So this is a Sarracenia Purpurea, but I'm gonna be honest, that's what it was labeled on its death cube, but I'm starting to wonder if this isn't some kind of a hybrid, because this doesn't really look like your standard Purpurea. So if you guys have an idea of what this might be, whether it's a Purpurea hybrid or whether it's maybe something entirely different. I know sometimes those plants get labeled weird from those big manufacturers and they're not always accurate. So if you guys have an idea of what this is, or if you think that this does look like a young Purpurea, let me know what you think. Leave a comment. We'll talk about it, we'll figure it out, and any expertise and information you can bring me is awesome, and I love that. So I'd love to have a dialogue about it. That'd be great. But yeah, so if you guys want to continue to see this plant updated, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I just got done shooting an update for my Venus flytraps and my Nepenthes ventrata. My ventrata is doing really well. It's growing some really nice big pitchers, so I strongly encourage you to check that one out. That's a beautiful plant. And my my Venus flytraps are actually making a really nice recovery from not so great start. So definitely check those out. They got a lot of new growth. They're beautiful, and they're doing really well. So subscribe to my channel. I'm going to bring you updates on all these plants. I've got all kinds of carnivorous plant content planned, so make sure and definitely subscribe, and make sure and not miss any of that stuff coming up. I also have a website, carnivorousplanthub.com. That's where I like to put a lot of my care information. Most of my updates and stuff come on my YouTube channel, but the website is where you're going to see a lot of Venus flytrap care information. I do care information for the Sarracenias, the Nepenthes. So if you really want to learn how to take care of one of these plants, my website is a great place to start, and you'll really have all the knowledge that you need to make sure that you can find a plant, grow a plant, and then take care of a plant for an extended amount of time. So, but yeah, guys, thanks a lot. We'll catch you next time. Bye.